On March 8, 2014, Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 departed Kuala Lumpur International Airport at 12:41 a.m. On board, 227 passengers and 12 crew. Destination, Beijing. The Boeing 777 climbed to cruising altitude. Everything appeared normal. Then, 39 minutes into the flight, the plane vanished. 12 years later, after the most expensive search in aviation history, $155 million, 120,000 square kilometers of ocean floor, we still don't know where it is. This is the story of 239 people who disappeared over the Indian Ocean, and the map that tracks what happened. At 1:19 a.m., the captain made a routine radio call to Kuala Lumpur Air Traffic Control. "Good night, Malaysian 370. The crew was supposed to check in with Ho Chi Minh City next. They never did. Less than 2 minutes later, the plane's transponder stopped transmitting. Flight 370 disappeared from civilian radar. The last radar blip appeared near waypoint Igari, right here, over the South China Sea, on the boundary between Malaysian and Vietnamese airspace. But the plane didn't crash here. Military radar data, released days later, revealed something no one expected. The plane had turned around. Malaysian military radar tracked an unidentified aircraft making a sharp left turn near Igari, then flying southwest, back across the entire Malay Peninsula. It crossed the coast near Penang, turned northwest, and continued up the Strait of Malacca. The last military radar contact was recorded 200 nautical miles northwest of Penang, over the Andaman Sea. Then the radar trail went cold. The plane had gone dark. No transponder, no radio, no data link. For all practical purposes, it had become invisible. But a British satellite company called Inmarsat found something in their server logs. The plane's satellite communication unit had been sending automated signals, electronic handshakes, to a geostationary satellite over the Indian Ocean. 7 handshakes over 7 hours. Each one revealed the plane's distance from the satellite, creating a series of arcs across the globe. The 7th and final signal came at 8:19 a.m., 7 hours and 38 minutes after takeoff. The aircraft's maximum fuel endurance was approximately 7 hours and 31 minutes. Frequency analysis pointed in one direction, south. What followed was the largest underwater search in history. Australia, Malaysia, and China committed $155 million to scanning 120,000 square kilometers of seafloor along the 7th Arc in the southern Indian Ocean southwest of Perth. The operation ran for nearly 3 years. Ships towed sonar arrays through some of the most remote waters on Earth. The seafloor here plunges to 6,000 meters, deeper than the wreck of the Titanic. The Diamantina Trench cuts through the search zone at depths exceeding 7,000 meters. They discovered uncharted seamounts and century-old shipwrecks. But of MH370, nothing. The search was suspended in January 2017. Then, 16 months after the disappearance, the ocean delivered a clue. On July 29, 2015, a piece of an aircraft wing washed up on a beach in Saint-André on Reunion Island, a French territory in the western Indian Ocean, more than 5,600 kilometers from the last radar contact. It was a flaperon, a movable panel on the trailing edge of the right wing. French investigators matched the serial numbers. It belonged to 9M MRO, the registration of MH370's aircraft. Over the following 2 years, more than 40 pieces of confirmed or likely debris washed ashore in Mozambique, Tanzania, South Africa, Madagascar, and Mauritius. The ocean was returning the plane, piece by piece, scattered across 4 countries and thousands of kilometers of coastline. Drift analysis by Australia's CSIRO confirmed every single piece was consistent with a single crash site, along the 7th Arc, near 35 degrees south, 93 degrees east. Investigators examined the captain's home flight simulator, a sophisticated setup built with commercial flight simulation software and dedicated hardware. Deleted data, recovered by the FBI, contained coordinates from a simulated Boeing 777 flight dated February 2, 2014, 34 days before the disappearance. The simulated route, Kuala Lumpur, up the Malacca Strait, around Sumatra, then south, ending with zero fuel over the southern Indian Ocean. When you plot that simulator route against the military radar data and the Inmarsat arcs, the overlap is striking. But investigators stopped short of drawing conclusions. The captain had over 600 simulated flights on record. The Malaysian safety report found no conclusive behavioral evidence. No suicide note was found. No financial or personal crisis was established. The cockpit voice recorder, if it's ever found, may hold the only definitive answer. In March 2025, a private company called Ocean Infinity signed a no-find, no-fee deal with the Malaysian government, $70 million payable only if wreckage is located. Using autonomous underwater vehicles, they have scanned 7,571 square kilometers of a refined search zone between 33 and 36 degrees south. As of March 2026, 12 years after the disappearance, they have found nothing. Less than half the planned search area has been covered. 239 people boarded a routine red-eye flight from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. Somewhere over the Indian Ocean, their plane descended into waters so deep and remote that $155 million and a decade of searching hasn't been enough to find it. The ocean took them, and 12 years later, it still hasn't given them back.